everybody. This is the Magic Man, the tennis prophet, the tennis preacher, the tennis pastor, coming at you with my first video since the US Open started, and this is day one of the US Open. You know, people, I'm not going to do videos on every match, but I will do videos on major matches, on major upsets, and on things that I think are like different dynamics of the US Open that could change things. And this is what this first video is about. You know, everybody's been talking about when will the new generational players take over. And so that's what I want to discuss today. Now, when people think of the new generation of players taking over, such as a Kyrgios, Team, or Zverev, they think of those guys winning a major. And that's common sense, that if Kyrgios won a major, or Team or Zverev won a major, then that means that, hey, they have taken over. Or the new generation of players have finally arrived. But what I want to say is, that doesn't necessarily, those three or any of the new generation of players, they don't necessarily have to win a major for us to stamp that the new generation of players are taking over. And they're already starting to win in smaller tournaments, like of course Zverev and Team won, and Kyrgios too have won small tournaments. But we are talking about, we're going to use the majors as the measurement here. Okay, like I said before, the new generation of players don't necessarily have to win a major for us to say that the new generation of players have taken over. And let me explain what I mean by that. For example, what I'm looking for in the US Open, I'm looking to see if at least 2 to 3 of the new generation of players can be in the semifinals. So for example, now you guys may be saying, wait a minute, Mr. Magic Man, Reverend Magic Man, we watched one of your other videos and you chose Federer as the favorite. You chose Federer to win the US Open 2017. That's true. However, like I just said before, the new generation of players, they can take over without actually winning the US Open this year. Okay, for example, if Team, Kyrgios, and Zverev can all be in the semifinals, I would call that taking over. Let's say Zverev meets Federer in the finals and lose against Federer. Now, most people are going to say, well, the new generation of players haven't taken over. Yes, they have. If Kyrgios meets Federer, now I don't know if that's a setup. I haven't totally broke down the draw, because that may not be set up to be this way. But for example, I'm just saying, for example, if Kyrgios meets Zverev if Kyrgios meets Federer in the finals and loses, I would say that's a win for the new generation of players. Just make it to the finals like that and lose against Federer. Or let's say it's Zverev, or if Team met Federer in the finals and lost, I would say that's a win for the new generation. And so like I said before, the new generation of players don't necessarily have to win the US Open. Of course, they want to eventually win majors, but I'm just saying they don't necessarily have to win the US Open for us to say the new generation of players have finally arrived in the majors. They just need to move deeply. I think that's my point right there. They need to move like at least to the quarterfinals and semifinals consistently. And another thing that another reason why the new generation of players have already arrived is just that, you know, the 3 of the top 5 are injured. The Djokovic is not only injured, he's laying off, trying to get his mind together. Wawrinka, he's recovering from the surgery. I don't know if it's knee surgery or whatever it is. And we know Andy Murray is out with the hip injury. So, and all of you know, not just in tennis, once you have an injury, it's hard to get back to your top level. So that's another reason that even when Wawrinka and Andy Murray and the Djokovic come back, they're going to find out it's going to be hard to beat Team. It's going to be harder to beat Kyrgios. It's going to be hard to beat Zverev. So that's another reason. And another reason is this here. The level of tennis is getting higher and higher by the day. We in that period now, you know, every 4 or 5 years or I would say every 5 years, the level of tennis jumps up. It's jumping up now. I saw Kyrgios in the Cincinnati tournament hit this forehand. I thought what's his name had the hardest forehand, Del Potro, but I don't know, man. I saw Kyrgios hit a forehand the other day that was amazing. So that's another reason, like I said, is that the level of play is just going higher, and that works in the favor of the new generation of players. So like I said before, let's just see. So what I'm looking for in this U.S. Open is, can those new generation of players move deeply? And when I say deeply into the Open, at least make the quarterfinals. And I would say, hey, the new generation has arrived. They don't necessarily have to win the U.S. Open. Okay, people, that's it for me, the Magic Man, the tennis prophet, the tennis pastor, signing off. Everybody, have a nice day.